Hello, school family. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a great weekend. We have made it to the end of another week and are moving into another week of virtual learning. Our students have continued to do such a wonderful job. I am still so proud of them and still so thankful for everything that you're doing to help support learning. It really means a lot. While we are speaking about good behavior, I just want to touch on a little bit about giving our students some grace during this time. The closer that we get to winter break, the more we're going to start to notice some behaviors ramping up. Maybe they seem unfocused, very high energy, little things that maybe you don't always notice your student doing, and that is totally okay. If we were at school, this time of year is always a bit of a challenge because everybody is so excited, whether they're celebrating Christmas or not, that the holidays are coming, the break is coming. They need the brain break. Us as adults need the break from being on every day, or same kind of thing for us with our own jobs. You're looking forward to having a few days off for Christmas break. So it is the same kind of thing. So we just have to be patient with our students, continue to give positive reinforcement, and know that what we would see at school is probably going to be very similar to what we're going to see at home, if not more. And that I am totally okay with that, and we're going to get through it, and we're still going to have some fun. Okay, so as we approach this week, it is a normal week. Monday and Tuesday are live instruction days. Wednesday is that asynchronous day where we are on together for class meeting. And then students have the rest of the day to work on their choice board, do other activities that you feel might be helpful, or it's a day to have a break from that screen time. However you see fit is that Wednesday day. And then Thursday, Friday are live instruction days. So let's jump into our work of the week, what we're going to be doing this week in shared reading. The first 2 days, we are going to be doing Whose Shoes? And this is a nonfiction text where the students are left to guess what is the job of the worker based on their shoes. And this is going to lead us into a discussion about the different tools that people need in order to do their job successfully. So we may talk about some of your jobs. We're going to talk about the jobs in the text, but this is a really cool book, and I like how it kind of gives riddles, and it leaves it up to the student's imagination to have to interpret and tell who is the worker that is in the photograph. So we're going to be doing asking and answering questions with that. And then we'll also be talking about the relationship between the photographs and text, which we're starting to really do well with matching up what the words are supposed to say, as long as it matches with the illustration or the photographs that are provided, that those two workers are working together to make the story make sense. And then later on in the week, hold on, I'm on the wrong page. Later on in the week, we're going to be doing Little Juan and the Cooking Pot, and we're going to be focusing on characters and setting. That is a folk tale. And then at the end of the week, we will do Workers with Their Tools. And this is a nonfiction paired selection that actually is hidden in the back of the book, Whose Shoes? And we're going to be doing main topic and key details for that, which we're also getting really good at. So for phonics this week, we're going to be focusing on H that says and T that says. So in the beginning of the week, it's going to be just the focus in H, depending on which group your student is in, will depend on how challenging the work is going to be. For some of my friends, we're just working on identifying H and the sound that it makes, and then doing some different activities with that. My second group might be working on words that have H, writing those words, reading those words. And then my last group might be working on multisyllabic words that have the sound of H. And then toward the end of the week, we'll be doing T that comes at the beginning of words, and then T that comes at the end of words. And same thing for our groups. Based on what our students need, that's what we're going to be focusing in on, okay? It is also super important, I can't stress it enough, if your student is having trouble with those pre-decodable books where they're touching and reading each word, let's keep practicing those sight words. I am going to be sending an email by the end of the week that has a little check-in for you to go through and see which sight words your student's really proficient in and which ones they're having trouble with. Sight words are solely rote memorization. It's what we know by heart. So as adults, all words are sight words to us. That is not always the case for our students. Some of our students are natural readers and they can read words like this. But for most, that is not typical. And there are words that they just have to see over and over again in print and hanging around and practice. So please keep practicing those sight words at home. All right, and then for math this week, on Monday, we're going to be doing 10-frame bingo. So you've noticed we have spent a lot of time working on that 10-frame, and it's really starting to pay off when we're writing equations and doing all kinds of other activities. So I'm very happy about that. On Tuesday, we're going to be playing a game called Grab Bag 5 and More, so stay tuned to see more about that. Thursday, we're going to be working on another one of those tiered tasks, which is where our students really need to be working independently so that I can kind of look at their work and see where we are. Some students may drop down to another level, and some students might level up to the more challenging task. So it's called a tiered task because it comes in different tiers. So I'm very excited to see where we end up with that. And then on Friday, we're going to introduce a new workplace, which is that digital display material where they get to go off and work on their own. Using the website is going to be 5s up. So it's another week based with those 5s and 10s, but always doing different activities to kind of manipulate that 10 frame and use it. Okay, so I think that is it for this week. If you have any questions, as always, you know where to reach me. I am going to be reaching out to some families about something we do called progress monitoring. Back a couple months ago, we did that Dibbles test where students got on one at a time and I tested them. It is a check-in for that. So it's almost the exact same measures, phoneme segmentation, nonsense word fluency, and some that seem like sight word based. It's called whole word reading fluency. That's going to be those 3 measures that I'm going to check in on. So I will let you know. If you get a text from me, we might just be setting up a special time that I can jump on for 5 minutes with your student and just check in with those. They do have to be done one-on-one, which is where it kind of gets tricky with scheduling. So if you hear from me, please get back to me and let me know. I'll be shooting out some texts for that this week. Okay? So I hope everybody has a great rest of their Sunday. I am going to go eat the delicious lunch that I think Mr. Walker is cooking right now, and I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mwah.